In my never-ending quest to find a decent Christmas special, my travels have brought me to Canada. So let's talk about a show called The Raccoons. It was an animated series produced in Canada that ran for an impressive 5 seasons, spanning from 1985 to 1992. It's another one of those animal buddy shows that was about the adventures of a raccoon couple named Ralph and Melissa and their goofy slacker roommate, Bert. They had another roommate named Rocket, but he was causing too much trouble and they had to kick him out. He's got no people skills. Sadly, we didn't see too much of this show in the States. It did air on the Disney Channel during its run, but it seemed to go unnoticed. I know I don't remember watching it. I remember the Disney Channel being limited in some cable packages at the time, so I'd imagine most people never saw it, which is a shame because it's a cute little kids show. I think I would have really liked this if I had seen it as a kid. It's fun, it has memorable characters, but the best part is I found out the show's theme song got an official music video. My God! The 80s are off the charts on this one! Suck on that, regular show! But before the Raccoons got their series, they starred in a few animated television specials, and their very first appearance was in 1980's The Christmas Raccoons, which is what we're looking at today. This one's gotta be good. I mean, it stars a bunch of adorable raccoons, and it's from Canada. I mean, nothing bad ever happens in Canada. Right? Just start the review. The special starts with a trip through space, the kind you'd only see in an animated Canadian special from the 70s or 80s. Then this Christmas special about raccoons cuts to a human family, obviously. The kids are Julie and Tom, the dog's name is Schaefer, and their dad Dan is a forest ranger.
Hello? Yes? What? You're sure? That's awful.
Don't tell me that bear is stealing picnic baskets again. That's it, I'm getting the gun. No, it turns out someone's been chopping down all the trees in the forest. So while Ranger Dan goes out to solve the mystery of the missing trees, the kids head to bed and dream about playing out in the snow.
It's a funny thing about dreams. Sometimes when you're smack dab in the middle of one, everything seems so real that you'd never guess you were dreaming.
Are they in the Matrix? Then we finally meet the raccoons in their tree home.
Morning, Ralph. Melissa.
Oh, morning, Bert.
Hi, Bert. How'd you sleep?
Oh, terrific. What a mattress. What a guest bedroom. Very forest chic. What a raccoon-dominium.
Life's good when you're an unemployed moocher.
Thousands of the forest trees have disappeared. I can't believe it. They've been cut down.
Well, at least we live in a safe neighborhood.
Yes, we could be living in one of those trashy forests where the possums live. You know, I'd like to point out that for a couple of rodents that live in a tree, they sure have a lot of nice furniture. Where'd they get all that? We then see who's been cutting down all the trees. These pink things. According to Wikipedia, they're supposed to be aardvarks, but I don't know. To me, they look like dehydrated birdos. This is Cyril Sneer and his son Cedric.
Ah, Cedric, my boy, look at this fine specimen, ripe and waiting for me to cut it down.
But, Pop, don't you think we've got enough trees?
Enough? Enough? There's never enough.
Oh boy, we found a winner.
You're already the biggest lumber baron around. Why not ease off?
Not while there's power in my chainsaw.
Cedric, what have I told you about bothering me while I'm murdering trees?
You're over your lumber quota by 17.3 times. You're breaking the forest rules. Wouldn't it be easier to be honest?
Honest? Who makes big bucks being honest?
Screw the rules, I have money.
So he continues to cut down the trees, and in a predictable bit of irony, he cuts down the raccoon's home. But the tree rolls down a hill where the kids find it and decide to take it home and decorate it for Christmas.
Ralph reckoned the kids and the dog were the ones who'd been destroying the forest. Bert agreed.
Excuse me, can you stop talking over the narrator? It's very rude.
And Melissa was bound and determined to follow her broken home
Don't just stand there.
and rescue their Christmas stockings.
Just the stockings? What about all that nice furniture? And I still want to know where they got all that. But it seems Cyril notices one of the trees being missing and is not happy about it.
One tree. Big deal.
1 tree equals 100 feet of pure money. And sonny boy, that's a big deal. Didn't they teach you in college that money doesn't grow on trees? It is trees.
You're lucky Captain Planet hasn't been invented yet, or he'd show up right about now to beat your ass.
Your lumber license expires at midnight. Why don't we just stick with the trees we've already got?
Not on your bottom dollar, Cedric. I've got the rest of the day. Enough time for me to get every tree in the evergreen forest.
Sure, I could have hired a team of loggers to do this more efficiently, but I love the joy of severing a tree from its life-giving roots myself. I like to hear their screams.
Can't you feel its pain?
Yes. Yes, I can.
They're all to be mine. Mine, do you hear me, boy? Every tree for me.
Okay, there are cartoon villains, and then there's this guy. I mean, yes, he's a dick, but you gotta admire his drive. The raccoons find where the kids live, and while they're out, they sneak in to get their stockings, but discover Schaefer sleeping under the tree.
Oh, I wonder what he's got under here.
Bert, let the sleeping dog lie.
Yeah, he can't lay a paw on me.
I don't got no job, no girlfriend, and nothing to lose. Today's a good day to die. Of course, they wake him up, and they have a comical cartoon chase, complete with wacky banjo music.
Hey, he's right on my tail.
I like it when they make the jokes for me. Their chase comes to an abrupt halt when they crash into Cyril's lumber mill and discover he was the one chopping down all the trees.
Speed it up! This isn't a garden party! I want to see some sweat!
Our workers are working at peak capacity.
Run! You've got to drive them till they drop!
The beatings will continue until morale improves! Having discovered this, they straighten things out with Schaefer, who can talk, by the way.
And why did you break into my house?
To get to our house.
That tree you have used to be our home.
I had no idea.
Yeah, that's our house. Didn't you notice the giant room inside of it with all the nice furniture? While they plot to stop Cyril, it seems he still hasn't had enough.
How many trees in the evergreen forest are still standing?
2,064.
I want them all now!
My lust for lumber blood shall not be slaint! But before they continue their tree massacre, they get jumped outside by our furry heroes.
We should have stopped after we made our quota. I told you so.
You ungrateful ingrate! Why do you think I slaved to make money all these years?
Greed?
Greed? Never! I did it all for you and your precious college education. I ask you, is it a crime for a father to want to give his son a good life?
It's so sad.
No, 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 no! Don't you dare humanize him! He's way too good of a villain!
It's no good, Mr. Sneer. Your forest wrecking days are over.
Hey, why pick on me? There's a lot of other lumberers around.
Yeah, but I bet they don't have a weird tree-cutting fetish like you do.
There's a lot of responsible lumberers around. That means they only cut down a few trees, and those they replace with new baby trees.
There's money in reforesting. I learned that in Ecology and Economics 101. You can expect an annual growth of 17.4%.
You know, I could consider doing some replanting.
So with the prospect of earning more money by replacing the trees, he's learned his lesson, I guess. So the forest is saved, but the raccoons are still left without a home. But the kids eventually take notice.
There's 3 raccoons. They seem kinda sad.
And they're wearing clothes. You don't see that every day. So they call their dad to see if he can help, and it seems like everything will be okay, but in a weird twist, they wake up. Yeah, remember they were dreaming. Or were they? Because it seems like it, but they established that the trees came back and the raccoons were still outside without a home, even though they didn't have the Christmas tree. So, I don't know. Well, the raccoons got a new home, and the end, I guess. So that was the Christmas Raccoons. This was confusing. Or at least it was at the end. I'm not sure what that whole dream thing was all about. They could have easily made this happen over the course of a few days. They didn't need a pointless and misleading dream sequence. Or maybe they really are in the Matrix. Then there was the whole thing with them trying to humanize Cyril after being one of the hammiest and craziest villains I've seen in a while. I've not seen much of the show, but I've heard they try to make him sympathetic as the series went on. I like a sympathetic or a likable villain as much as a campy, over-the-top one, but there is a threshold. When you're screaming about getting rich from deforestation, it's kinda hard to go back from that, especially in such a short amount of time. But the rest of it was pretty harmless. The characters were cute, and it has a charm you'd expect from an animated special from this era. I did wish it tied into Christmas a little bit more, but for a kid's cartoon, it's alright. So this one wasn't great, but at the same time it wasn't that bad, and quite frankly for this show, that's a Christmas miracle. Well folks, that does it for Cartoon Clip Show for this year. And I'm going to be honest, this was kind of a stressful year for producing this show. A lot of things caused me to be late with a lot of releases, and I may have to make a few tweaks to the format in order to get these out in a more timely fashion. If I miss another Halloween, I'm going to be very upset. Also, we got episode 100 coming up soon, so look out for that. In the meantime, have a happy whatever you celebrate, and I'll see you in the new year. Sure, I could have hired a team of loggers to do this more efficiently, but I love the joy of severing a tree from its life-giving roots myself. This is hard.